Good day, Nigeria, and we are bringing you what is perhaps one of the most serious warnings to come from the highest levels of our national security apparatus this year. The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, has issued a stern declaration that should make anyone thinking of aiding criminals in this country think twice about their actions. The retired general has made it abundantly clear that the federal government is no longer going to tolerate any form of support being given to terrorists, bandits, insurgents, or any criminal elements operating within our borders, and the message is simple: stop now or face the full weight of the law. This warning comes at a critical time when Nigeria continues to grapple with multiple security challenges across different regions, from the northeast where insurgency has claimed thousands of lives and displaced millions, to the northwest where banditry has turned farming communities into ghost towns, and down to the southeast where criminal gangs have made life unbearable for residents. The security situation remains a major concern for every Nigerian. What makes this announcement particularly significant is the timing and the tone. General Musa is not mincing words, and according to reports emerging from the defense headquarters, security agencies have now been given what he describes as a clear mandate to act decisively against not just the criminals themselves, but anyone who provides them with any form of assistance. Now let us break down what this means, because this is where it gets really interesting. When we talk about support to these criminal elements, we are not just referring to people who actively pick up weapons and join these groups. The minister's warning extends to a much broader network of enablers. This includes those who provide food supplies to bandits hiding in forests, those who sell fuel to terrorists, those who offer medical treatment to wounded insurgents, those who provide intelligence about security movements to criminals, and even those who simply look the other way when they know criminal activity is taking place in their communities. The defense chief's message is clear: if you are helping these people in any way, shape or form, you are part of the problem and you will be treated as such. What prompted this strong stance from the defense minister? Well, security analysts have long pointed out that one of the biggest challenges facing our security forces is the support network that sustains criminal groups. These terrorists and bandits do not operate in a vacuum. They need food, they need fuel, they need medical supplies, they need information, and they need safe havens to hide when security forces are closing in on them. Someone in our communities is providing all of these things, and this is what has allowed these criminal enterprises to continue thriving despite numerous military operations against them. The government appears to have finally decided that cutting off this support system is just as important as going after the criminals themselves. If you are finding this information valuable and you want to stay updated on developments like this that affect our nation, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We bring you the facts, we bring you analysis, and we bring you the stories that matter to every Nigerian. The implications of this directive are massive. Security agencies, including the military, police, DSS, and other relevant bodies, now have what amounts to an expanded operational mandate. They can go after not just the terrorists in the bush, but also the businessman in the city who supplies them. Not just the bandits on motorcycles, but also the fuel station owner who sells them petrol. Not just the insurgent with a gun, but also the community leader who warns them when troops are coming. This represents a significant shift in strategy, and if implemented effectively, it could potentially weaken these criminal networks in ways that purely military action has failed to achieve. However, this also raises important questions about implementation and potential challenges. How will security forces distinguish between people who are genuinely complicit and those who are being coerced? In many communities terrorized by bandits, residents often have no choice but to comply with demands for food or information because refusal means death. Will these innocent people caught between criminals and security forces now face prosecution? These are legitimate concerns that the government will need to address as this directive is rolled out across the country. There is also the question of accountability and due process. While Nigerians overwhelmingly support strong action against terrorism and banditry, there is also a healthy concern about ensuring that in the pursuit of security, we do not sacrifice the rule of law or create room for abuse of power. The minister's assurance that agencies have been given a clear mandate is welcome, but Nigerians will want to see that this mandate is executed within the bounds of our constitution and with respect for human rights. What is undeniable is that this represents the Tinubu administration taking a harder line on internal security. Since taking office, President Bola Tinubu has consistently emphasized that securing the nation is a top priority, and this directive from his defense minister signals that the government is prepared to take more aggressive measures to achieve this goal. The question now is whether this tougher stance will translate into actual results on the ground, where it matters most to ordinary Nigerians who just want to farm their land without fear, travel our highways without being kidnapped, and sleep peacefully without worrying about attacks. For those of you watching, this is a moment to reflect on our collective responsibility as citizens. If you know something, if you see something suspicious, if you are aware of anyone providing support to criminals, the expectation is clear. You need to report it to the appropriate authorities. The days of looking the other way are over according to this new directive, and the consequences of complicity could be severe. At the same time, we must also ensure that our security agencies act professionally and respect the rights of citizens as they carry out this expanded mandate. The coming weeks and months will show us whether this warning from the defense minister is backed by concrete action and whether it will make a real difference in our security situation. Nigeria has heard tough talk before, and what citizens want to see now are results that translate into safer communities, reduced kidnappings, fewer attacks on villages, and the ability to go about daily life without constant fear. Before we wrap up, make sure you drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think this tougher stance against criminal supporters will work? What more should the government be doing to address our security challenges? Let us have that conversation, because your voice matters in shaping the future of our nation.